Record! Welcome, Reckless Wanderers. This is Robert again. This is the third part of the build diary of the Volatile Dead Trapper at the end of the second week of incursion. And on the background here you see me running my very first Forge of the Phoenix. I dinged level 93 finally. After a very frustrating weekend. Why was it frustrating? Because I got to level 92 quite easily, but then once I was 92 and I was progressing through the Atlas, I wanted to unlock all the red maps that I can for later, and here and there some rippy stuff happened. Like the first mistake that I made yesterday was going into a race course map that was vulnerability and had monster damage, and there was a fractured rare porcupine. And when I killed it, when I one-shot it, of course it did fracture, my Immortal call went off, and then all the other 10 died instantly, and they hit me when my Immortal call was over. So there's that. That was the first of 4 deaths that I had yesterday. If I didn't have them, the other 3 were all in incursions that were kind of rippy, but necessary to, you know, get into a temple with you know, level 3 map rooms. The quality is kind of shitty now of that replay, but you can still see how life of the Minotaur goes down, sort of. It's not the Minotaur, it's Phoenix. The fight was actually fairly easy. There were no dangerous mods on the map itself, other than lightning damage. So that was kind of the only thing that was kind of scary. And I was pretty impressed of the damage. Obviously this is not as crazy good as the lightning trapper or the rainbow trapper and fire trapper that you saw on the Reddits over the last days, but given that this is on a 5 link, it's still pretty good. And like the only crazy item that I have is the Doriani's Catalyst, and that's not even that crazy. So yeah, there's Minotaur down. I'm gonna leave that on still for a little bit, or maybe not, because actually the quality is kind of shitty. So let's jump back into the game itself and show you what's changed, since we did make a couple of upgrades to sustain that Minotaur fight. As you can see, my life pool is now 6.3k. This is mostly due to me finding pretty good rings. So both rings now have life. The life roll obviously isn't the best, but it is still very good. Those were the only 2 item upgrades. In terms of the passive tree, I now when I got to level 93, I spec'd out of the spell damage per power charge and spec'd into another frenzy charge to give me a little bit more damage over there. I guess my next level I will just spec back into that, and at level 95 I'll switch it out for the dual socket, since there's obviously more power behind that. That's it item wise, really. That's it build wise. In terms of Atlas progression, I do have the wonderful 111 maps completed. Latest one I unlocked was Malformation, and man, if you haven't run Malformation yet, the new Malformation is amazing. It's so fun to run. The layout changes were on point. This actually now is my favorite tier 13, hands down. Other than that, I'm trying to get a Red Elder to spawn, since I want to know how that fight feels like. I now kind of know how I will deal with keeping Shaper alive with a Frost Wall action. And I progressed into the Atlas far enough that I could shape a bunch of maps. So I now have a shaped estuary, I have shaped city square, shaped Arachnid Nest, and shaped Underground Sea, obviously. So once I collect a couple of these maps, getting XP will be a lot safer and a lot faster. So my goal now is do all the rippy stuff, try to unlock the remaining red maps. I won't care so much if I die a bunch more. Now at level 93, I feel like I can do all the content in the game. I also do need to collect a bunch of fusings to finally link the Carcass Jack to get my 6 link to make my single target even better, which should help out with Shaper and potentially also Uber Elder. So these are my goals. I'm gonna continue with that. Not sure how much I can play during the next week, but definitely what I'm trying to do is not get to 94 until next league, but rather than having all the content unlocked. That's it for now. Really short update. I'm very sorry about the shitty quality about the Minotaur fight. Minotaur again. Why do I say Minotaur all the time? I don't know. It's really warm here. I mean Phoenix. Yeah. So really cool character. Not as strong as the other trappers that you see on the Reddits, but it's my own little take, and it's actually very enjoyable in terms of mapping. I think the only thing that can beat this in terms of quality of life is obviously Arc Trap or Lightning Trap, because actually the fact that your volatile dead balls, they have a range of about 3 screens when they explode, and they deal quite a lot of damage, even in T15s. Basically you're running all the time, so you're not really stopping to, you don't have this problem of you throw a trap and then you have to wait. Yes, you have to do this, but only the very first time, once you create your first set of corpses. After that, if you can chain it, it's actually very straightforward and very fast. So I know if I switch this to a level 20 fire trap, I will do more damage, but this is just smoother clear speeds. So yeah, I guess other than Arc Trap, this is the way to go. I'm enjoying it, and I feel like this will be even more my favorite character than the Chieftain was. Although the Totem Chieftain was also quite nice. But let's see. I'm not level 95 yet. Maybe I get frustrated and bored of it and then re-roll. If I do re-roll, I probably want to try something with Herald explosions, because I totally miss getting the shatters and the overkill burns, which is something you cannot get on either a totem or a trap character. So yeah, let's see. That's it for now. Thanks very much for watching. If you have any comments, suggestions, or tips how to improve this character, please leave them in the comment section below. My name is Robert, and I see you all next week for the next update. Bye bye.